Hello traders, the title of the video is Steps to Improve Swing Trades as Fast as Possible. Alright, I need to remind traders that this video is for swing traders. Alright, so if you are not a typical swing trader, this video is not for you. But if you consider yourself as a typical swing trader, alright, you will like to watch this tutorial. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to get traders through the steps that they must follow when they find a trading setup up to the point where they enter the trade as a swing trader. Now you need to understand that I have traders that are swing traders, and what I've recognized over the year is that some traders are typical swing traders. They don't want to know anything about scalping, day trading, and all the other mumbo jumbo in the financial market. They just want to swing trade. They want to be a happy swing traders. And this video is for those traders that are banging their head to the wall, trying to figure out what is the correct way to swing a trade. Alright, so there are many ways that we can swing trade, but there is a standard that we must follow. Alright, I've been talking about it before, and we have a setup here. You may say, Joe, you're going to talk about the same thing, but we're going to talk about Win Results Ltd. We have a setup here because as a swing trader, the most important thing for us is the trading setup. How do you find a high probability trading setup? Most importantly, have you trained yourself to trade that trading setup? Are you familiar with that trading setup? Have you traded before? Do you know the challenges that usually come across when one is dealing with that setup? Because a lot of professional swing traders trade most of the time their setup. They know their setup, they have done it before, they know what to expect, and they are doing it over the year, and they become expert in trading those double bottom chart pattern on the monthly chart, a double top on the monthly chart. Okay, so you want to know the setup that you are trying to deal with, all right, and understand it. Can be a candlestick pattern, one up, one down. There's one here, one up, one down. All right. Look at that candlestick. Sorry, those are swing traders, specialists of one up, one down candlestick pattern. Okay, so you want to know one specific trading setup, recognize it, and know how to trade it. So for me right now, what is happening here is that the price is retesting the edge of the pitchfork tool. So I draw a gigantic pitchfork tool. First point here, second point here, third point here. With those 3 points, we can draw our pitchfork tool. Now I'm changing my voice a bit to make you laugh, alright, to cheer you up a bit. Alright. Okay, so another thing that we can see here, if you look carefully, alright, if you allow me to talk to you more, is that this price is doing something very interesting. So there was a trend here from 2003 up to this point, and then it came down 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. And again, look carefully here. Will you agree? This looks like a 1, 2, 3 again. There is a bit of a move on the way up. First move, pull back, 3. Okay, so you can see 1, 2, 3. Okay, now again. Now then there is this pullback, 1, 2, 3. So this price is, there is a rhythm here. Again, 1, 2, 3. Now, will you agree? 1, 2, 3. Now here is pull down. Now it looks to me this is a bit for traders that understand Elliott wave pattern. There is a bit of exaggeration here. It looks to me now there was this correction completed here, but as the price was going up, it formed a gigantic flat correction, bringing the price up here, and they push it down. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The C part of this finely distorted. Okay, because of the price went down too far to the beginning before going up here. So a lot of Elliott wave traders will say, George, where do you learn your Elliott wave pattern from? But for me personally, it's a gigantic. Okay, so there is a rhythm here. Again, look, 1, 2, 3. What we say to traders, the minimum price move is what? Is 3. So this is for me personally. I know that trading setup that the minimum price move is 3. Not only that, the price break below the P42 is now retesting it. Now, it's retesting it on the edge of the P42, and that edge is corresponding to what we call a hot spot trading zone. Now, the question I have for you, if you are a subscriber to our channel, why this is a hot spot trading zone? And then you say to me, Joe, because you said if there is an intersection between any part of the P42 and any horizontal key level, that intersection is a hot spot trading zone. And I would say that's correct. This is a hot spot trading zone. So as a swing trader, I'm saying, all right, I have found a high probability trading setup in a hot spot trading zone. And then you will say to me, Joe, hold it a second, this candlestick bar must close. And I will say to you, well spotted. Anytime you want to look for a trading setup on a daily chart, all right, the last daily chart candlestick bar must close. Sometime trader will see a pattern like I'm telling you now, one up, one down, but probably that candlestick bar is not closed yet, and people will start swing trading. It's a mistake. Don't do that. Before you will start talking about swing trading, that candlestick bar must close. So like now, a lot of swing traders will be banging their head and say, this is okay, a bearish engulfment in a hot spot trading zone. What we should say here is that there is, okay, a bearish engulfment developing in a hot spot trading zone, but it's not ready yet. So personally, as a swing trader, want to use the monthly chart, I must wait till the end of which month? October 2017. You see? If I don't want to do that, because of my trading setup is on the monthly chart, then I will say, all right, I want to find another good excuse, another good reason on the weekly chart. So that weekly candlestick bar must grow, I must find a trading setup on the weekly chart instead. If the weekly candlestick bar is not closed, then I'll go to the daily chart and so on and so on. Okay? Let's go back to the monthly chart. So the candlestick bar must close on your trading setup time frame. You may think that, Joe, I know this, I've done it, but a lot of traders are not aware of it, and they have doing that all the time, and I can assure you that I'm making this. So once the setup is done, we verify the setup, I know the setup, minimum price point is free, price break below, and retesting it. It's corresponding to a kilo. So the next thing that I want to share with you today, apart from the candlestick pattern be closed, apart from knowing the setup that you're about to swing trade, is that you want to ask this question. The setup must be either at a support zone or at a key level. This is very important. So where we are having this hot spot is corresponding to a key level. Price did find a resistance there. So what we are saying is that people did sell this stock in the zone of $148.49 before, right here, and here again, and then a little bit here, and here they did sell below it, and now we again here. So what I have done, how long have I been talking to you now? 8 minutes, you see. So we have spent 8 minutes just talking about the trading setup. Because as a swing trader, if we do not validate our setup, now I can go to validation of the trading setup, but the video may be long. So they will say it's too long. We can go now. We see the setup on the monthly chart. If that candlestick bar is closed, we can go to the quarterly chart to see the bigger picture. We stop like this for now. All right. As I told trader before, this video is for typical swing trader that want to master swing trading. Okay. Let's continue our discussion about swing trading. All right. Okay, so now suppose this candlestick bar is closed now. We are happy with the place of the setup. We know the setup. We know how to trade it. We know what's going on here. So the one thing we need to remember, we should do all the time, is that we will, as a swing trader, there's nothing guaranteed. It's not because they sold it here, it went down. 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 So we cannot just say that definitely it will go down. It can go down, it can go up. So we will say priority to bullish signal above 14849 and priority to bearish signal below it. So we will not attempt to sell too much or be courageous sellers above that level. This is just a warning line. This line here, color it now into orange, is our warning line. So you will find a trading setup on a trading setup time frame, like a monthly chart. If you find it on a monthly chart, your signal time frame is a daily chart. If the signal is fired, you go to the hourly time frame to enter your swing trade. If your setup is on a weekly chart, your signal will be either on a 2-hour time frame or 4-hour time frame, and your entry on a 50-minute time frame. If your setup is on a daily chart, your signal will be on the hourly time frame, and your entry will be on a 10-minute time frame. So you may say to me, George, it's becoming a bit complicated. You are talking about different time frame trading method or multiple time frame trading method, or as you like to put it all the time, George, a top-down trading method. All right. So that we get the steps. So for the top-down trading method, a lot of traders may say, George, I don't find it easy. I struggle with it. All I will say to you, keep practicing. It's not going to happen one day. How are you going to know how to swim until you jump into that water and start wiggling those legs? That's the only way, all right? So you're going to work on it, work on it, work on it, work on it. You know the time frame. Work on it, work on it, work on it. Keep your eyes open. If you made a mistake, what went wrong? What went wrong? Go review your past trade. What went wrong? That's how you're going to get back in line, and watching videos like this may help you. That's it. You're not going to be ready in one day, that's for sure. Okay, as a top-down, okay, technical trader. Okay. So now we say, suppose I'm choosing my work over here. This candlestick bar is closed. It's not closed yet, so we can't go to the daily chart looking for the signal until it's closed, unless we are using a weekly chart instead. Okay, suppose it's closed on the monthly chart, we go to the daily chart. Anytime. So the signal on the daily chart is another type of setup that we are looking for. Just consider it that the signal is another setup on the daily chart. So the question you have asked on the monthly chart, is there a good reason to be excited to buy or to sell? And you have found one on the monthly chart. So for the signal, you ask the same question on the signal time frame, is there a good reason to be excited to sell or to buy on the daily chart? So how do we do that? We draw a trend line. Are you afraid to draw a trend line? Draw it. Don't be afraid of anything. All right. Okay. Don't be afraid of anything. All right. So here it is. So I just draw it roughly. That's trend line. So that trend line was supporting the price. So what we are trying to do, in order to find a signal, we are trying to see if you want to sell, you are looking for weaknesses in the price action, higher lows, higher high, until it failed to fall a new high high. So you want to understand what's going on. So we want our signal to be near this zone. That's our hot spot trade. Some people start selling already. Let me touch upon that. You will come across this situation when you are a swing trader. And just remember me when it's happening and say that George did touch upon this. When there is very often you see a high probability swing trading setup. Now, when it's time for the signal and also to enter the trade, a trader will do all, swing trader will be doing all sorts of things. You see, some people will sell straight away, some people do it, and if you are not careful, you will follow them. You'll think that you're going to miss it. My recommendation to traders is that stay put and stick to your strategy. Very simple. Stay put and like now you can see that people are selling here. Okay. Well, as I told traders before, the most important thing in the financial market is not to lose. And not to lose is about controlling the risk. For some market participants with deep pockets, so to speak, a lot of money in their trading account, they can do all kind of game, and you can compete with them because they have enough money so all those people do care about, they have a strategy, same stop loss, same strategy, 50 pips. You want to sell it now. What are you waiting for, George? Are you going to sell it? Don't wait the whole day, sell it. But those are deep pocket. But for traders who do not have that capability, all right, you have to time the market carefully. So what is happening here? So you can see that it did below that trend line, retested here, people sold it here, but it was not at the hotspot of the zone. We want it to be near the zone. Right, climb back above because people start selling too early. Because those are people bullish traders that bought it before. As the price coming near their target, they know that it break below is not going to return. They are coming out. They are satisfied. They are not greedy. They are coming out. So you see those sellers coming out. They are not real sellers. Those are bullish traders coming out of their trade. And now here it is. The question you want to ask is, where are the orders to sell? The orders to sell are somewhere up here. It will be good for the price to test that zone. That's the best scenario, to test that zone, and somebody to sell it fast, and to give you another excuse to sell. So right now, as you can see, the price managed to go back above. That candlestick bar on the monthly chart is not yet closed. Personally, I will wait. I'll wait again. All right, I'll wait again because we are looking for the next. Do you know what we are waiting for? We are waiting for the next lower high. That's what we are looking for. This high followed by the next lower high. So something like a rally up a bit, and then come out on escapade, and then we sold it down. So right now, if you are selling, you are pushing it. Okay, I'm not saying that it's not going to work, but you are pushing it a bit. All you can do is a speculative sell. You may sell gently near that 14849 and leave your stop loss gently behind it. They may kick you out. In that case, all you do is just blink and walk away and know that it was not clean cut. After all the blah 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 which I told you, swing trader, when it comes to the signal, sometimes you have to wait and be very patient and stick to your strategy and wait for your clean cut signal. And sometimes the price will give you that clean cut signal, i.e. break below, retest, or form a clean cut lower high. So a new lower low followed by a new lower high, and a common central escapade, and you will take it from there. Right now, there is no signal here. Those are speculative sellers. It may work beautifully. Sometimes the risk will pay, sometimes the risk will punish them. So if the signal is finally fired, so to speak, or activated, I prefer activated, all kind of thing going on now on the web, blah, 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 blah. If the signal is activated, all right, we will now go to the hourly time frame to enter the trade. So the price now consolidating between the level of 14849 and the level of 14227. So this is a consolidation here, acknowledging the edge of that. So like I said to you, so right now if you are playing it, you will play it as okay, a consolidation play, trying to, if you rally up there, take it now, or wait for the clear cut signal, a first lower high on the edge, and common central escapade, and then you go to your hourly time frame to enter the trade. Right now there is no signal. If there is no signal, don't force it. If you want to speculate, know exactly what you are doing and control the risk. You come to the hourly time frame, you ask the same question again. Is there a good reason to sell or to buy this stock at this juncture? Same thing. But remember, before you will enter the trade, there must be a signal. If there is no signal, don't try to enter the trade. So the point I'm making is that you go to the daily chart, there's nothing going on there, which means there is no signal. You come to the hourly time, you say, yes, there's a good signal here. Now, if you want to use the hourly time frame for the signal, you must find a trading setup on the daily chart. So if there is no signal for the monthly chart on the daily chart, it means that there is no setup on the daily chart as such, and you can be looking for a trading signal on the hourly time frame. As always, you don't want to violate the market pattern, the rising channel, the horizontal channel. Here we have horizontal channel again on the hourly time frame, consolidation between the 148 and the 142. All right, bumping, okay? So now if there was a clear cut signal and then you enter the trade, okay, either the setup is on a weekly chart, your signal will be on a 2-hour time frame or 4-hour time frame, your entry will be on a 15-minute time frame. If your setup is on a daily chart, your signal will be on the hourly time frame, your entry will be on a 10-minute time frame as a swing trader. If you are position trading, you use the quarterly chart, weekly chart, okay, and the 4-hour time frame, okay. There are other variations for the position trading, which I talked about before, but now this discussion is about swing traders. So now you enter the trade, everything okay, setup was in place, good, signal was fired, good, you enter at a low risk entry point. Have a warning sometime, okay. Because of the commotion, if we are allowed to use that word, during the creation of the signal, you will see that as a swing trader on the signal time frame. The setup is in place, the swing trader are rushing, everybody want to enter here, doing all kind of things. Some people don't know the correct step, they do all sort of things. Sometimes they may force you to enter your trade. Sometimes you may see that there will be a bit of distortion of the price and blah blah blah, or they will mess up completely the setup for you. What I meant by messing up your setup means that you want to enter your swing trade near the 14849, but because of their commotion, their blah blah blah, they may push it down too far. Now you are saying, wow, I don't want to enter too far away from 148. I'm thinking to place my stop loss behind 148, which means sometimes you have to go agonize. Is that the correct word? Agonizing a bit, all right? Going through all this, and that's the point I want to make here is that if everything worked well, but the risk end up being too high for you, you can walk away from that trade. You do not have to trade it. Which means if they mess it up and the risk become too high for you, it's too far from your preferred entry point, you may walk away from the trade. Some swing traders do not do that. You can walk away from it because there will be another swing trade right in the corner. Now, if everything is good and you enter the trade, all right, now you need to manage the trade. So anytime you enter a swing trade, you will set a target. If you are swing trading, have you ever entered a swing trade and you see those 100 pips, all right, and you went to bed very happy, and the next day you come down, you see 30 pip profit only. You say, what's going on? What's going on? Who messed it up? Okay, so you want to set a target and know where is the price heading, the midpoint target, so you can manage your trade. So one thing that you can do, all right, if for instance, all right, you set up 50 pips, all right, 50 pips profit target, all right, and now you enter the trade and the price go down again 50 pips. What can you do? You can move your stop loss to the entry point, which means you are now at a break even. You can do that, yes or no? All right, you can. All right, or if you don't want to move it to break even, well, you can move it. If you are risking 50 pips, a price move down 50 pips, also you are selling, all right, you can move your stop loss at least 25 pips down to reduce your stop loss. This is about risk control. So when you enter your swing trade, the trade management is very, very important. You want to pay attention to the economy news that are due during that week, because sometimes but it's working beautifully. Swing trader, either you are buying, bullish trader are jumping all over the place. You see the price just going up. You say, yes, this is what I made. This is what I like, okay, and so on. But you want to be aware of the economy news that are due during that week or during that month. And sometimes swing traders forget that. And out of the blue, boom, another candlestick bar pop up out of nowhere, and the market sentiment has changed completely. And there is always, okay, exit door very often. So if you are not aware of those economy news or what's going on in the financial market, and sometimes you are already 100 pips in profit, okay, and then by the time you turn your head, you see that 100 pips become 50 pips. What do? At least you move your stop loss to break even. You say, well, this trend is becoming a bit bad now. Move your stop loss quickly to break even, or secure some gain before they take everything away from you, because that will affect you if that 100 pip become okay minus 100 pip, which means a winning trade become a losing trade. So you want to be aware of what's going on in the market. Is it quiet? Okay, that's why your swing trader prefer consolidation when it's quiet. All right, gently, no more messy around. You take your profit, you go. Now, sometimes the market there will be other events in the market that can affect the swing trade. So the point I'm making here is that to manage the trade is about being defensive and securing your gain as the price going up without losing. That's very important. And most importantly, don't allow a winning trade to become a losing trade. So I think you have said enough. 25 minutes, that's enough for this tutorial, revealing, talking about the steps to improve a swing trade as fast as possible. All right. So we want to spend more time on the trading setup. All right. The candlestick bar on that setup time frame must close. Very, very important. All right. Once we are happy, everything is set, and the setup should be at a key level. Very important. Doesn't matter whether you're using Elliott wave pattern, blah, blah, blah. You want to back it up with a key level. Are we at a key level? Look for trading setup that you understand, that you have traded before, that you know how to trade. Trade your setup and know your setup. That's it. So after that, you implement a top-down trading method. As I talked about it before, you know it now. For the top-down trading method, you need to practice, and slowly but gradually you get it, all right? Remember that the signal for the swing trader can become sometimes a waiting game when traders are doing all kind of things, because for some traders, as soon as they see the setup, they want to sell. They're doing all kind of things, so the signal can be a bit messy. But the most important thing for you is to stick to your strategy, which means it must set nicely, correctly. If it doesn't, you can walk away. If they mess it up, you can walk away. If the signal finally is set nicely and you are about to enter the trade, always check the risk and know the economy news of the market, all right? You enter, everything works well, you are improving, control, secure your gain, be defensive, and don't let a winning trade become a losing trade. So you have watched this video today. What is the next step for you? Just practice, 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 until you gain some experience and skill, and you become a fully fledged, a swing trader. If you have any question or suggestion, put in the comment section, and in due course, I will be recording another video to answer your specific question. If you find this video truly useful, let us know by giving us the thumbs up. If you dislike it, mark it down. If you think this is an essential tutorial for swing traders, feel free to share with your friends on Reddit, on Twitter, on Facebook, and also on Google+. Until the next time, enjoy yourself and be very happy. We are the GSTW24 traders, talking about steps to improve swing trade as fast as possible. Was it fastest now for you for 28 minutes? Let us know in the comment section. Happy trading to you all, and speak to you soon.